I like to use my hand when I'm trying to go for these thin ones. Human hand is really a marvel of engineering. I mean, it's just so adapted and suitable to flint knapping and providing good support. When I'm knapping with this, I'm trying to keep this back edge in my hand here to provide good back support along this back edge. You don't want that thing to move backward. If I've got it held flimsily out here or something, at the moment of impact, the biface might move back a little bit, and that's going to cause the flake not to travel as far as it otherwise would. I'm trying to, a lot of times, drive my flake straight in so that the force is going from here directly back to the back edge. Not down like that, but trying to drive it straight in. If I go down, I'm going to put bending forces. It's almost like as if you're pushing down on this point and you can snap it in half like that. So if you're pushing from this edge back to the other edge, you're not creating very much in the way of bending forces. Okay, we'll drive one off right over into here. Now we can take one off in here. Platform needs to be well away from the center plane, but again, not so far away from the center plane that the flake is real thin, because you need a flake that's thick enough to travel a good distance, but you definitely don't want it too high, too close to the center line. If it's too high, you go and hit it, you're going to possibly get a perverse fracture. I know I've gone over that before, but it's important to note again. Kind of an isolation flake there. You got this little crystal pocket. I'm not sure what that's going to do. Isolate that a little more. Okay, that went nicely. When I'm supporting that with my finger on all of these really thin ones, there's almost no force touching that flake at all. The force is mainly, I'm supporting it here with this finger, supporting it with the back edge of my thumb, and just a tiny bit there just to keep that edge from tilting down at the moment of impact. That's all that's on there for. Build up the platform, take one off right off there. So we're doing a lot of thinning here at this stage. Probably approaching 7-to-1. For me, when I get beyond about 8-to-1, it starts getting a little more tricky. 10-to-1, it gets real tricky. And beyond that, it's real touch and go. You got to spend a lot of time. We'll be happy if we can get somewhere between 8 and 10-to-1 on this thing here. You've got to be careful, because if you create any bad flakes at all at this point of the game, you're out of business. You're going to have to make a, well, not entirely out of business. You might catch it from the other side, but your options for correcting the problem are pretty limited when you're dealing on these really big wide ones here. I just don't like the way that looks. It's not low. You need a little bit thicker flake. Okay. Now we can catch one off in here. Got to keep that width. Yeah, these are just fun to do. I really enjoy just trying to see how thin I can go. Trying to keep the pattern, the flake pattern, as good as possible while I'm doing it. If you lose the flaking pattern, usually that's going to dampen your efforts to get these things thinned out. It's barely touching, barely touching. As it gets thinner and thinner, the flakes aren't going to travel as far across the face. That's just the nature of what you're doing. But they do need to go beyond midway in order to properly thin the thing. I'm going to shut this off a little bit, thin it down, and we'll show you some of the latter stages. Okay, last few flakes there brought it down to about 7:1 ratio. Got to get one off from here into here. There's a little bit of a divot there, so I've got my platform set up hopefully to undercut it. And you got to hit it pretty hard here. Can't be timid on this, that's for sure. Trying to drive it straight in, back toward the back edge. Okay. Took 3 hits to do it, but we got her. Now we can probably reach this area over here from this other area. This was the area that I was concerned about, was undercutting that. I'm going to lose a little width to bring a flake over here, but it's doable. Alright, we've got one set up right over here on the opposite edge to try and come back over here and meet that. That's just what we wanted it to do. Came in and met that one right over there. Take a few off in here now. Okay, here's our next platform. It's getting real touchy now. This thing is getting just below 9:1. So you got to be pretty careful at this point. Using the smaller bopper a lot of the times. Okay, that kind of terminated in a small hinge right there. That's definitely a problem right there. Maybe I can, yeah, that helped a little bit. You see this on, like on the Sweetwater, on the that other big Biface, the Walnut Creek. It'll have these sometimes. Try and remove one in here next. Platform set up right there, because this is a real defined ridge right there. I'm just going to hit down, otherwise it'll definitely step into it. Not trying to get it to go very far, just to take off that delta. Yeah. Looks like it went right in there. Set one up over here, try and clean that up a little. Here's the next one. You can see the problem I'm running into. There's concrete looking stuff right in the platform, so